Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Why you sound so creepy, bro? Last time your voice was like mashed, and now it's even worse.
Yo, welcome to Rickshaw Rampage, episode 29.
You sound like a crackhead pimp, bro. That jacket you're wearing, and then your voice too. Like, hey, you got my crack money? You got my crack money?
I need some crack.
Yo, that's how your voice really sounds, eh? People might think that you're putting on some kind of act.
No act. My voice is gone.
What happened to your voice?
Bro, we had a sales forum last week, so too much.
Oh, let's just be professional. You know, people were wondering where we were for 2 weeks along with me.
Yeah,
We're renting this equipment. We're back. It's the Rickshaw Rampage, episode 29.
Whoop, whoop. I'm Zolf the Wolf.
Yo, I'm Usfer. Look at this, 2 weeks and this guy lost his voice.
I know.
Going through puberty. Hey,
are we back?
Are we back?
Hi.
Hey, are we back?
I get you, I fuck you.
This guy goes from like Cookie Monster to... Why you gotta say stuff like that, Jian Ghomeshi? Huh?
Talking about Jian Ghomeshi.
We're not getting to him yet, man. The Rickshaw recall.
Let's do Rickshaw recall.
Okay, do it. Jian Ghomeshi, you told me you and him were homeboys.
What? No.
Yeah, you told me that he called you one day. He's like,
so
yo, left hook, right hook. And then you said uppercut.
And then I'm like, smack it down.
Yeah, you're like, Hulk smash.
Jian Ghomeshi, people don't know who they are. You want to tell me who he is?
No, I don't know who he is. You tell him who he is.
He was a radio celebrity here in Toronto, and he got a lot of sexual assault accusations towards him. And
so sexual assault's nice. He like body slammed these chicks. He did some UFC moves on these chicks.
So what I heard about his trial, which would happen today.
Want to go on a date?
Which happened today was that his lawyer, and all those women who came forward saying that his lawyer totally annihilated the witnesses, the girls who are putting the accusation towards him.
She's kind of hot, eh?
And
I'm just gonna say, Jian. If there's someone you should have assaulted, it's your lawyer, because she's,
I heard she looks just like him.
What? That's gross, man. You're saying
that like I haven't heard it.
No, they look like, it's weird. They look like they're brother and sister.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. They look like they're related. Yeah, so.
Someone once said that, and she slapped the reporter, and someone's like, okay, that must mean you're his,
so like a physical abuse?
Next question,
so
please.
I heard his lawyer is so good that they're not even trying to fight back saying that he hit them. It's just that her closing statement was, do you want to tell everybody else right now
the truth?
The truth, and why did you continue being in contact with him after the beatdown? And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And then she's like, "That's the end of today."
But there's one thing that I don't understand. So this is what this guy would do. He's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He like seduce these women with his charm, his celebrity status, take him back to his place. And he's like, "Hey, my name's Jian Ghomeshi. How you doing?" Then he go in for a kiss,
and then
they'd be like, "That was so sweet." And then be like, "Bam, uppercut!" And then he'd look at them and he's like, "Is it hot outside or is it just your nose is bleeding?" And then he'd like walk away.
He's like 50 Shades of Grey. That's what he was. Yeah, literally Toronto version of 50 Shades of Grey. That's what he.
But the thing is, I was listening to one of the victims, and they said that they just didn't believe it happened. So
what does that mean?
They thought they were just dreaming because they couldn't believe he could do this. They thought he was such a nice guy. So they went on another date, and then this person was at a karaoke bar singing, and then he came over and he's like, "Why don't we sing our favorite song? Baby, hit me one more time." And then she was like, "Ah!"
Baby.
But you know what I wish happened? This would have been the ultimate version of karma. I wish that he started doing this 50 Shades of Grey, BDSM, not BBM. I always get the two mixed up, right? I wish he started doing this on with a chick who was like Ronda Rousey. So he starts like hitting her, and she's like, "Oh, you like it?" And gets her in an armbar.
Let me give you something what I like, yeah.
And she's like, "Who's the bitch now, Ghomeshi?"
Imagine Ghomeshi's filing a sexual assault towards him. That'd be jokes.
You know, I went to a comedy show this week, and this is the most embarrassing thing I heard. Apparently, there are some people who are getting raped by dolphins.
Raped by dolphins?
Yeah.
I think I've heard of this in a documentary.
Yeah, wouldn't you be embarrassed to come forward?
I think because I've heard dolphins are homosexuals by nature, and they're mammals, right? So they have partners, like friends.
That's what Solve tells me when he goes to Ripley's aquarium. He always wants to talk to the dolphins.
whatever.
There's something wrong with that fish.
No, they're homosexual in nature, and then when they impregnate the other dolphin, they go back to their homeboys, and then they roll with them. Yeah, it's true. If somebody said that.
Oh my
I've seen this
God, that's
documentary.
gross.
I've seen this documentary saying that they're by birth they're homosexuals.
Oh my God. Why were you so intrigued by this
Bro,
documentary?
I was flipping channels, and it's like
sounds like you stayed on it for a while.
No, but
no,
imagine-
when you flip channels, aren't you like, oh, dolphins?
But
oh,
think
who cares?
about
But
it.
to sit there and be like, oh,
But
they're
think about it.
homosexual by
Suddenly you
nature.
switch a channel and it goes, dolphins are
I heard that's
homosexuals at birth, and I was like, what?
I heard that's your
What?
pickup line. You go to a bar and you're like, are you a shark or a dolphin? and you're like, yeah, I'm in.
Let me show you my swordfish.
Actually, I'm a jellyfish. You're like, what does that mean?
One of our listeners just said, I was saying, I love to eat fish, and he's going on an off track over here right
Oh,
now.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Sushi, eh? Sushi. Likes the sushi.
Anchovies, brother.
Be careful, man. You might get crabs if you go down below.
Oh.
You think Jian Ghomeshi gonna get convicted? Yes or no?
No.
I don't. His lawyer's too hot and she's
good.
too smart.
She's too good. She's too smart.
And you know what? If she's not doing the job, Jian Ghomeshi punching her. That's what
I wouldn't be surprised if Ghomeshi is actually banging her on the side.
I don't. It's just weird to see that someone that in that type of nature could be so crazy.
But you never know what masks people wear at the end of the night, right? Like, comedians.
I didn't know you were like dolphins that much. Right?
Like comedians,
All
you
this
know
time-
how comedians are always known to be manic depressive, and and they suffer from mental disorder or they have depression, and they're great comedians. Like Robin Williams, one of them. So you never know what kind of mask people wear at the end of the night. Like I like things you do. I know, like Kanye just recently came out with.
What happened?
He likes a little butthole fucking finger when he's doing the do.
What?
Did you not hear about this?
No, because I had better things to do, like watch dolphin documentaries and scream.
Amber Rose, who's his ex-girlfriend, so he this was a tweet
He
war.
likes the bum tickle.
So yeah, he's a bum tickler.
Oh,
So
no.
he actually wrote to Wiz Khalifa saying that you're such an educated person.
Oh God.
You know how Kanye is. He's like, you're a waste of talent, and then you're hanging out with strippers because that's Amber
Wiz
Rose's-
Khalifa?
To Wiz Khalifa, and that Wiz Khalifa's madly in
He's
love with Amber
jealous.
Rose, right? So Amber Rose wrote back. She's like, at least I'm not a butt tickler or whatever the term
Oh
is.
my God.
And then he's like, I'm nothing like that. And he went just rampage on Amber Rose. Amber Rose like, why are you denying it when you know I did it to you? So I was like, okay, Kanye, I know, Kanye. And then somebody posted somebody posted this on Facebook, like the what's that? The North? No, what's his kid's name? The West? No, what's his son's name? The kid.
Northwest.
Northwest.
Bro, it's a direction. They're like, hey, how's your kid doing? Northwest. He's like, bro, I don't want direction. What's the name of your kid?
Northwest is like crying. And
No.
and
I don't want to hear
Kim's
this.
fingers towards his face, and it's like
Oh, no.
when you know the smell is so familiar, it smells like your dad, and your mama's fingers smell so familiar, like it's been near your dad.
Oh, that's gross.
And Kanye's face, because he's got that jaw all redone, so his face is like all like. It's pretty hilarious.
Oh, that's disturbing, man. Dave Chappelle's coming down next week. I wasn't able to get tickets again.
Yeah, so he announced shows from 9 to the 13th, 2 shows every day, and then they released on Thursday, which was yesterday, another 4 shows at 10 o'clock, and we didn't get a single
Just
ticket.
wasn't able to do it, man. It's just so disappointing. But you know what's happening that weekend, so it doesn't matter. It's
We have the All-Star Game.
the All-Star Game, man.
We the North, comedy
Yep.
battle out between Team Canada, Team Toronto. Some of our real favorites are out in Team Canada. We have, what's his name, Jay Martin, Jean Paul, Keisha Brownie.
Tricks,
Yeah, Patrick Hay. Well, isn't he flying out to Sudbury Comedy Festival today?
Probably. Wow,
Yeah,
that's good.
he's-
But you know what? I'm happy that DeMar DeRozan got voted in as reserve because my theory was if Kyle Lowry made it to the All-Star game and
Right.
DeMar DeRozan didn't, he'd leave Toronto. Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah.
Because you'd be pissed off. He's like,
Right.
because I love Kyle Lowry. He's the heart of the team. But DeMar DeRozan is playing like he is the MVP right now for the Raptors.
Absolutely.
He's averaging like 30 points.
Absolutely.
And putting
he's going hard and deep. I'm not going to finish my cousin.
You know, see what happens when you watch dolphin documentaries?
He's going hard and deep like our cousin Hard Deep.
Oh, man. It's all that Kanye West music you've been listening to.
So I gotta tell you, this guy
Oh, my
at the sales forum we were at, and this guy was just going. I see this brown guy all suited up, like going from table to table, and I'm like, yo, is this a new person in our organization? And he was a magician. They hired a magician,
Oh, I think I know him. What's his name?
Siva?
No, I don't know him.
Why
Duga?
did you...
Duga?
No.
Doogie?
No.
Oh, I used to know a magician. His name
So
was
somebody
Duga.
came up to me and they're like...
Wiz Khalifa?
No, so somebody came up to me and was
Okay.
like, hey man, what is this? Another brother working the tables all over again? And I'm like...
Is that supposed to be funny?
Yeah, I was like, yo, as a white
You
person...
should have told him that's my
was
job
like-
to tell bad
I
jokes.
was like,
Why didn't you tell him that?
you. I found it hilarious because I was like...
Yo, that's kind of bad. But you know what happened to me? I had an interview this week. No, that's for the Rampage.
Oh yeah, no, that's for the rant. That's for the... Yo, so Rickshaw review quickly. I was watching, because you know I was in the sales force in the night. We were like working really hard on our presentation.
Somebody's bragging a little hard about this sales.
No.
Won a trophy.
I was watching...
Wow!
I was watching
Wow!
I Am Legend, Will Smith's movie, remember? Where
You've never seen it?
I've seen it, but it was running in the background, right? And what's the ending of the movie?
Guys, I
He
just
dies.
want to let you know that Zolf was in the remake of The Revenant, and he killed a grizzly bear, and he's
did.
wearing it now as a
I
trophy.
did.
Look
I
at
did.
that.
Look at that. I
So
did.
you were watching I Am Legend at the sales forum again?
No, I was watching it while I was building the presentation for our case study. But what I'm trying to tell you is, this was a different version altogether. This had a different ending. The original one that we've seen in the cinemas and everything, Will Smith dies in the end, trying to save the whole family, the other family that he finds, and you know.
So he becomes a legend.
Yes.
Sacrifice.
This one, he blows everybody up, and because I was like, well,
So, are you sure you were watching I
I
Am
was,
Legend
so
and
I
Am
googled
ISIS?
it. I googled
I Am
it.
ISIS,
No,
I think you were watching.
I googled it, and
No,
apparently
I
the
didn't.
movie has two different endings. It has two
What?
different outcomes. Yeah, they just did it for shits and giggles. So the one that is the most popular one that we have all seen, but then
So, has he become a suicide bomber?
pretty much no. So he doesn't. He kills all the zombies and he rebuilds the city back. He rebuilds
How does
New
he
York.
kill them all? Oh, I don't want to know. I want to.
So yeah, that's why I don't want to give you this. But I just want to let you know that he survives and he rebuilds the city. That's it.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Is this a different twist? They wanted to have a different
Which one do
outlet.
you find's better?
Well, this was clearly with the better one because he makes it. He is the legend then.
Oh, I don't know. Both ways. I like it when he sacrificed himself.
But then he's just like, I mean, then that's already predicted, right? Like that, yeah, he's gonna kill himself to again save the family, again save humanity. But in this one, he kills all the zombies, and then
It's a blood fest. He just goes nuts.
it's like Walking Dead, bro. That's what it happens. It's literally like Walking Dead. So, yeah, that's my Rickshaw review. What did you do?
That wasn't really a review. It was just you just told us about it. You know, like I love his reviews because once he did a review of a movie called Unfinished Business,
It was an unfinished review.
and the review was terrible. I watched the movie and I'm like, you know what? Maybe his review wasn't needed, so he wouldn't spoil the movie. Now he just told us about a movie. Notice I'm like, what's your Rickshaw review this week? Usually a review, people want to know how it was, what happened, what your thoughts
No,
were.
I don't want to give you
And
that.
then-
I don't
and
want to
then he-
spoil it for people.
Yeah, you did because you told us the other ending. So you technically spoiled it anyway, Zolf. I saw
Word.
Kung Fu Panda 3.
How was it?
Yo, it's better than the second one for sure. The second,
Really?
Second one got too much. When he's looking for his family,
His
personal.
real dad, mom and dad.
You know
yeah.
what? It became too serious for a kids movie.
Yeah.
Even this one's very serious, and it's a good way. I don't think they finished the series, but it just had a lot more humor, and that's the thing you gotta have because I know when you go to watch these movies, and I'm so glad that I went with a friend because listen, if you
Boyfriend,
like
girlfriend?
animated, boyfriend, so but friend who's a guy, that's even weirder.
Who'd you go to see with?
I'm not gonna mention their name. It's weird because they're gonna no longer be my friend. Like I had to beg this person, so
Ricky?
no.
Okay.
I went with my girlfriend. Okay,
I went with
calm
your girlfriend.
down.
Okay, so why did you just hide
No,
that? I went with my girlfriend. Okay, that's good.
No, but the thing is, the best movies I find now are animated movies. And the thing is, if you're
Like
not
Frozen?
married,
Like Frozen?
yeah, if you're not married or you don't have a significant other, you can't. That's one movie you can't go. That's one type of movie you can't go see alone.
Yeah.
Because you look creepy.
You look like a pedophile. Yeah.
Yo, because the minute I walked into the theater, it was hilarious. There's this. It was in 3D. I didn't know that. This
so
version.
they gave you the glasses
So,
and everything?
so
Okay.
this kid ran into me and he's like, and I was like, kid, it's real 3D. And he got like nervous. Right? I was like, I'm just joking. But it's so weird, bro, because there's all kids in the movie and then there's only some adults.
Yeah.
The
movie's
always adult orientated. Every kid's movie is more for adults than kids. Don't you find? Like you'll sit down.
Storyline, yeah. I feel like
You'll sit down, like it's a mature, because there's always
You would
dad-
enjoy it too. Like you would enjoy it too.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there, I'm like, these kids, they don't know what's happening right now.
So it's worth taking the kids out.
Yeah, 100%, man. It got good ratings on Rotten Tomato. That's how I kind of rate it.
So here's my question to you right now. Where the fuck are you at on Game of Thrones?
I kind of slowed down. I'm at
I know you said
season
that.
5, episode 6, where Ramsay he deflowered Sansa.
Okay.
It made me very upset, and Theon had to watch. Like,
See, I told you.
I don't know.
I told
The thing
you to
is,
wait.
the thing is, you know what? I wanted to watch it yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to do comedy. So I was like, I want to watch one of the greats. So I started watching Bill Burr's.
Okay.
We are all the same people. And that
I've seen that one. That's pretty.
Oh my
funny.
god, when he's talking about lotion.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just so good.
He's like this. My girlfriend introduced me to lotion or something.
You know
like
what?
that.
He's like a whole hour of a Rickshaw rant, and it's so good.
Yeah, and it's just his opinion.
Yeah, and
that's all he is. He's like, I don't give a shit about you. These are my opinions.
His opinion was so good because the lotion thing. When he made that joke, he's like, white people, it's not just for your dick. He's like, you can use it on the rest of your body. And I was like, this guy is hilarious. He was good, man. But yeah, that's it for my.
I want to hear your rant because I know you.
You go first.
No, I know. Yo, mine's not that hard.
I know. That's why we want you to go first.
Okay. So my Rickshaw rant is towards the haters out there. Fuck you guys. Cause
that's it.
No, I'll tell you why.
No.
So you know what? We've been making jokes about DJ Khaled doing the key to success, and they don't want to see you successful.
So if I have to be okay, let me tell you one thing. I was watching this TMZ type of show. DJ Khaled just shows too much of his life because there's one where this guy's a gorilla.
Yeah.
He was shaving his armpits and talking.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He showed. So he does. That's what the reporter was saying. They're like, he Snapchats too much. Like, he does everything. Bro, there was one day where he was sitting in the toilet Snapchatting. And I'm like, how many people are motivated to see this guy take a shit?
I haven't seen these.
You know, talk about...
Well, Kevin Hart's done a Snapchat in the toilet.
I know, but it's weird. Like, that's so personal.
But then that's social media, right? You're so connected to everybody else.
But is
right
he
now.
just sitting on the toilet, or is he actually going to the bathroom?
Who, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's walking around with scented candles. He's like, you gotta take a scented candle because you're about to do a doo-doo. I'm about to do a doo-doo. I'm gonna just drop a doo-doo.
No, but I think the difference is Kevin Hart's being funny. Well,
DJ Khaled is trying to be a motivational speaker.
Yeah, I'm in the church, but my church is a toilet. You know, and he's just, I don't, like, where's it coming from? Do people say he's a failure? Like, he's been very
he's
successful.
saying that it's taken him 25 years to get where it would take a normal person 10 years. That's what his whole thing is.
But wasn't he successful like 10 years ago? Like, he's been successful for a
while.
then
he had a downfall, right? He's not making records.
okay.
And then now he's coming back with all reggae and Dre and all those guys. He's coming back with them.
Because the only, DJ Khaled, forgive me, but the only song I know from you is We're Taking Over, and that's a crazy song.
Yeah, he even did that one. All I do is win.
Yeah,
he did that.
Those songs are pretty hype.
Pretty hype.
They get you motivated.
Yeah.
So what hater in particular?
So it's funny, I
didn't know we were that popular enough to have haters. Like,
no, it's not us having haters. I'm just saying that.
No, I'm upset.
No.
That means people like.
I'm just saying.
When people start hating on you, that means they're jealous.
I'm just saying that in your life you will definitely get haters, but you know what? Your haters are your. I'm going a little motivational here instead of a rant.
He's talking about me.
Yeah, your haters are your fans because they keep up to what you're doing. Yeah.
Oh. What?
Yeah, like your.
Yo, easy, Kanye. Keep that finger to yourself.
Keep the finger. That's my bro. I have not had a chance to do a rant because I've been so busy with the case study.
Zika virus.
But I know you had an interview which went all south, so I want to hear about that.
I'm not upset anymore. It's in the moment that I get upset before I do it now.
So just tell us what happened. Tell us what happened.
So I went with this interview for this company that I didn't even want to go for an interview with.
I know you went there for shits and giggles.
But I felt like I wanted to get the job just so I could turn it down because that's called having an ego, right? So I walk into the interview and they're sitting there and they just start talking to me. And then they're like, okay, we need to save your presentation. How do you spell it? And she's spelling my name. She's like, A-S. I'm like, no, A-Z. And she's like, oh. I was like, don't worry, it doesn't matter. She's like, yeah, it does. And she's like, it always happens to me. She's like, people spell my name wrong. And let's say, for example, her name was Pam. Right? I'm not going to use a real name. I'm like, I got so upset because I'm like, how can people spell your name wrong? There's only one way. She's like, no, there's a different way to spell it. So then I spelt it and she's like, no, you spell it another way. And I go, then you're not spelling your own name right.
Right.
Like, I got upset at her. And then I got really upset and I'm like, that's the way it's spelled on LinkedIn. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, I'll show you right now. I'll show you right now. And then she's like,
Oh, it's
no.
like people having the name like Mark, like M-A-R-K, and some people also spell it as M-A-R-C.
But she's trying to relate to me where,
But that's
listen,
not relatable, yeah.
The likelihood of someone pronouncing, even she said pronouncing my name, people are wrong. I'm like, do people go, Peep, when it should be Pam? Like, the likelihood, Zolf, of someone pronouncing my name wrong and spelling it wrong
It's higher to her.
is 1,000% more. And then I really got mad. I'm like, you know what? I get more annoyed when people are like, can you tell us how to pronounce your name in your ethnic tongue? I'm like, okay. Oxford. She's like, Oxford. I'm like, calm down, okay? I'm like, yeah.
Bless you.
Yeah, go see a doctor, right? You got strep throat. And then during the interview, I found this was the most racist question. So I didn't know too much about the company. I didn't care because once I get hired, I'll learn about that. It was more about the presentation I did, which they loved. They looked at me and they're like, do you know that we have a division in India? And I honestly looked at them and I'm like, I didn't know. And then she's like, okay. And then I was like, is that a profiling question?
Yeah, why would you want to...
Why would you, out of all the questions, was I supposed to be like, hey, did you know that Wonder Bread was on sale at Sobeys? She's like, what does that have to do with me? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought because you're white, you buy Wonder Bread and you go to Sobeys all the time. Like,
it's like I told you one of the
and I just got upset. I looked at her and I go, what does that have to do with anything?
You did you say that?
Yeah, and she looked at me, she's like, and then I was like, by the way, it's an emerging market, good for you. Because, listen, I was so pissed off, and then one guy was just like, listen, even if presentations are perfect, we have to criticize just because nothing can be perfect. I was like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, dude.
What does that even mean? What if you are
I'm like,
perfect?
Shut up.
You'll still pick on him.
And then it was my fault, but they asked me to do a 3 PowerPoints presentation. But what they asked me could not be done in 3 PowerPoints, so I did like 10. And then at the end, I could just tell she was pissed off, and I was like, oh, forget it. And I even told them, I go, listen, you probably don't want me, right, because I don't know anything about this company. And she's like, oh, why would you say that? Because I'm like, look at the look on your face. Like,
Did you say that?
Yeah, you know when you just want to say what
you went with the attitude, if I'm not going to get it, I'm going to get pissed on it.
Yeah, and then you know what made me mad? I just feel we can no longer be honest in our answers. You know when they ask you that simple question?
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
No. Why do you want this job?
Oh.
Because I got fired on my last one. I got to pay some bills. And because no one else wants to hire me. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want to hear? Huh? I have no choices. I can't work for number 1, so I'm working for number 9, which is you. And this got me more upset. She's like, where do you think we are in the market? And this is what Google says. So I'm upset at you, Google. She's like, I'm like, you're number 3. But number 1 in one line of business. She's like, how is that possible? I go, how's that possible? You know how many companies are number 1 in one line of business?
Yeah,
and number 3 overall? And then the guy, who's a dweeb, was like, actually, we're number 1. I'm like, no, my buddy told me. He's like, did you Google it? I'm like, yeah, I did. And I have a friend that works for your biggest competitor, and he's number 1. And you know why I know that? Because I didn't get that job, so I have to come here now and beg for a second place. Why am I begging for
Third place.
You don't even know what place you're in. Right? And then they're just like, oh, don't be discouraged because you don't know what will ever happen, right? I was like, okay. And then they're like, how much would you like to get paid? I'm like, a lot of money. A lot of money.
Why would people ask you about salary right away?
Because they're stupid. Yo, these people are stupid. And then they're like bragging. Oh, you know we're going to hire 17 more salespeople? Then hire me because you can have 16 good people and one guy who doesn't know anything about the company. Do that! Idiots. What's your rant? You got any?
That was it. Haters are going to hate.
And then I forgot my water bottle, and they had extreme security. They had those gates, metal detector, and a security guard. And guess what? I left a water bottle, and thank God I'm not a terrorist. And I went back and I collected it because they don't care. And
they didn't research
you?
They didn't search you at all?
Bro. No, but do you understand? I left an abandoned water bottle there. Before my interview, I came back 10 minutes later because I forgot. Remember, you called me?
Yeah.
You're like, bro, how's the interview? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, I forgot my water bottle. And I went in.
And that's their security.
Picked it up. I was like, this place isn't secure at all. You failed my test, so I don't even want to work for you.
All right, guys, that's a wrap because Asper's all worked up. I'm Zolf the Wolf.
Still looking for work.
Yeah.
Us for.
Peace.